What is up, guys? I'm George Massey. So last night, 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, season 7, episode 7 has aired. Now, we checked in with Ed and Liz, and it's the night of the big engagement party. And everyone has been wondering how this engagement party will go because Ed has invited his mom and daughter to the party. And unfortunately, we watched last night, they did not show up to the engagement party. But most of the people from Liz's side of the family did show up. In fact, Liz's mom had a lot of positive things to say about Ed, and she actually feels very comfortable with their relationship. And that made me question a lot. It made me wonder, does she know fully what is going on between Ed and Liz? Does she know about the 8 breakups through text message? That made me question a lot. But if she doesn't know all of the information, she can't really give a full, honest opinion. Now, Liz's family is definitely there to support her in this relationship, which I think is great. I feel like as a family, it's not so much your job to judge, it's your job to support. Now, I just wonder if they really have Liz's best interest at heart. As the party winds down, some text pops up on the screen, and we found out that there is a confrontation between Liz and one of the party guests who happens to be a lesbian, which I think is irrelevant to this story, but for the purposes of understanding Ed's mindset, I'll throw that in there. She grabs Liz's arm and they have a heated confrontation. Now, Liz has this woman removed from the party by security, and Ed feels that there's a situation that he needs to be made aware of. So apparently, during one of the 8 breakups, Liz told Ed that she felt that he had hurt her so badly that she would rather date a woman than date another man. Now, I know a lot of women have said things like that in the past, but it's not actually how they really feel. They just don't want to go through the pain and hurt that they have went through in that current relationship. Now, Ed took that statement to heart, and he believes since this woman is a lesbian, there has to be more to that. Now, whether or not there is or not, I think is irrelevant because if Ed broke up with Liz, Liz has every right and opportunity to talk to and date or do anything that she pleases while they are not together. The controlling nature of whether or not she can and can't talk to people while they're broken up shows that there is a lot of control in this relationship. She even told us last night that she needs permission to stay out past 11 p.m. from Ed, or he feels that she is out cheating or doing things she shouldn't be doing. Now, she has left the party, ran off in a fit of rage, and even ran across the street barefoot. She does take a phone call from Ed, which I thought was a bad idea, where Ed confronts her and says that she's drunk and she's embarrassing herself. And then he goes on to say he wants her to move out of the house and he cannot marry her. Now, this is actually great news for everybody at home because we feel like this marriage is doomed from the start, and going through with it will only cause more problems and more issues in the future. Now, whether or not Liz is actually going to move out of the house and not marry Ed, we don't know because the idea that she took his phone call right after this confrontation shows that she is not ready to let him go. So, upon having that conversation, Liz leaves her ring and her phone on a cement block right in the city and walks away and goes home. And I hope that she has some time to think about what happened at this party. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until next week to see exactly what happens. But we do know next week that Ed comes out straightforward and asks Liz whether or not she's a lesbian. Now, I think that that question is completely out of line. And again, if Ed and Liz were broken up, who she spoke to and what she did is completely irrelevant to Ed. All right, guys, I'm George Massey. Make sure you follow me on all social media at George Massey and georgemassey.com for all your 90 Day Fiancé news and updates. I'll talk to you all really soon.